Dollface is back for season 2. What can fans expect this season? Because last season kind of ended with a little bit of a cliffhanger, especially for your character, Brenda.
Yes, season two, it's a post-pandemic world for the girls, so they're all feeling very much the need to sort of like go out, and like have some fun. I think what's so great is season one, we laid the groundwork for all the girls. So now season two, I think this whole season, the whole arc for everyone is their own personal journey. And for Madison personally, she's at the lowest she's ever been. End of season one, she goes through a huge breakup. Season two, she tries to focus on her job because that is like very Madison, very controlling. And when that's taken away from her as well, she's sort of just sitting at the bottom, not knowing where to go from there. And this whole season, it's all about her finding her way, finding who she is, who she wants to be, where she wants to go, and realizing that like the sky's really the limit for her. And she's also turning 30, which is a huge thing for Madison because of her control freak self, she puts all of her energy into that and like the big doomsday of turning 30 and where she thought she was going to be at that time. And so, yeah, I think this whole season is just really about her figuring out where she wants to go and also being like, okay, not being okay. Because I think that's something that's really important that's not talked about enough.
Yeah, how about for your character, Shay?
Yeah, I think Stella goes into her comfort zone for this season, truly. You know, we last see her going off to school, to business school, and then she gets a corporate job, which she just realizes isn't for her, and then that's okay. And she kind of finds her second home in the new bar that she starts with Lily, who, you know, ends up being her girlfriend for the season, which is really fun for her. So, and fun for me getting to play her. But it was really cool season because I think Stella really came into her own and realized what her boundaries were, especially now getting to take on this new role as like kind of stepmom, step girlfriend in this whole new relationship. And it was really fun to play.
Yeah, and you guys kind of touched on how the show really does talk about breakups and heartbreak. What is some advice you have for anybody going through a tough split?
There's more fish in the sea.
I was about to say, there's like honestly, just everything I've learned, like through ups and downs, everything is a lesson. Learn from it, move on. There is better out there always. It's like it's just a part of your journey. It's a bump in the road. Just keep looking ahead.
Amen to that. You guys play best friends on the show. How did you two bond in real life? And did you meet on the show, or were you friends before?
We met at my audition.
Yeah,
we just met for the show.
Yeah, we were just saying this earlier that like we're surprised that we hadn't met before. No, it's so much fun because here's the thing, all like with the four girls, we're all so different, but yet the same. And we are kind of our characters in our friend group, and that's I think why we all get along because we all bring something so different to the table and we have so much fun together. That's like the dangerous thing about like working on this show is sometimes, especially when the scenes of the four of us, I'm surprised we get any work done because we just never shut up.
Truly.
Do you guys have a favorite memory filming together? Or specifically, you and Brenda, do you guys have a best memory?
I think I come into set never really knowing what we're doing. I really want to play into my character. I'm very method. And so Stella would be the exact same, you know, just like, what are we doing today? And luckily for both Stella and myself, we have Brenda,
who's very
Madison, to also guide them through life and for me through the shooting schedule. So if I ever have a question about what we're doing, what we're shooting, what my line is, I go to Brenda, and I am very grateful for her for that.
What do you think their signs are? Like, I feel like Madison would be like a Virgo because she's very like specific, but I'm curious, what do you think Stella's sign would be?
I think Stella is probably either what I am, which is an Aries, or a Sagittarius, or a Leo.
A Leo. I was going to say, I can see Leo too.
I can see Leo.
Yeah, she's definitely one of those signs. Definitely a fire sign.
Yeah.
And what do you think? Would you agree that Madison?
I definitely choose a Virgo. I definitely choose like, yeah, Madison is definitely a Virgo.
I'm a Virgo, so I support this. Your show also this season is going to talk about turning 30. What did you guys do to celebrate your dirty 30 or your 30th birthday?
Oh, I want to hear this, Shay, because that sounds hers going to be a lot more fun than mine.
No, you know what? It was actually like, I think, I had a surprise party thrown for me. My boyfriend threw it for me, and it was so memorable. I was completely shocked, and that never happens. Like, it wasn't just, I was like maybe kind of thinking that there was something happening. I had no idea. And it was really nice. It was a perfect way to welcome me into this new era. Yeah. But I don't know. I didn't put too much pressure on myself for 30. To me, it's like just a number. So I think that's kind of how Stella would approach it too, and does approach it. Whereas Madison is freaking out about it. I don't think Stella really cares. She's going to do what life throws at her and experience it when, it's ready for her to experience. And that's kind of how she is and how I am to a certain degree.
But I think that's what's great about our show, though. It's like because we have 4 different personalities tackling one situation, you get to see 4 different opinions and 4 different women's perspective on how to handle it. Because that's the thing. Like, I think with turning 30, society, everyone has told us like by 30 you should have done this, been here, like all these things that you're supposed to accomplish, or where you're supposed, everyone has an idea of where they're supposed to be by 30. And so it's like that's so much pressure that you put on yourself. Like for me, I remember like when I turned 30, it was almost a sigh of relief because there is such an anticipation leading up to it, and I finally was able to like let that go. Like for me, my 30th birthday was wonderful. It was just like a huge dinner with all of my closest friends and my family, and we just ate a whole bunch of food, closed the place down, and just had a good time. And I think that's what it was. There was that pressure to have a big 30 like blowout. Like, what do you want to do for your 30th? And I was like, you know what? I just want to do what I want to do, which is eat yummy food with people I love. And I think that was like basically like the epitome of what my 30s is just doing what I love and not falling into the pressure of what I think I should be doing.
Yep. And I think the show also does a really good job of that. It's just like breaking expectations. It's like you don't have to live up to this hype around being in a 5-year relationship. Like now you have to be single for a long time. It's kind of like do whatever you want. And in the spirit, be happy. And in the spirit of talking about being in your 30s, what has been the highlight of being in your 30s so far for both of you?
Not giving a I just don't care anymore. Like I just don't care. And I think for a good reason. Not like I don't care, like, well, but just honestly not caring about what's the society pressures, like what we just spoke about, and the pressures that I may have put on myself in my 20s, thinking I needed to be at this point. And now it's just like, I just do what feels right and enjoy it day by day, truly.
Yeah, and I think for me, like going off of that, because it's very true. Like I think it's just for me, it's about just being really comfortable, truly comfortable in my own skin, and that goes hand in hand with like not caring what other people think of you, not putting too much pressure on yourself. Like I think for the first time in my 30s, I truly became comfortable in my own skin, really listening to like what I wanted and really like steering into that. And also being in my 30s, I became a mom, which is a huge like life stone for like, a milestone for me. And also I think it really changed my perspective on life and made me look at everything very differently, because now you're looking at life through like someone else's eyes. And so I think that has been like a huge part of it too, is just you gain a whole new confidence when you become a mom, at least for me. So it's been nice. I was really scared of my 30s because I think growing up like 30, you're basically dead, dig your grave now. And I feel like I'm living my best life in my 30s.
Yeah, you guys are getting me excited because I'm 25, so I'm 5 years away. I'm like a Virgo, so I'm very much like, I need to do this by when I'm 30, but I know I don't. So I'm trying to like taking your advice in.
Yeah, because you know what it is? Someone told me this and I didn't believe it. They said that in your 20s is when you make mistakes. Like make all the mistakes you want, and in your 30s is when you figure out what works for you, and that's when you like start really enjoying it. And I was like, no. And like it's true. Have fun, make mistakes, do like whatever, and like, it's turned out okay. For me.
If I'm telling me to do this, I'm going to do it. So, and my last question, Dollface has so many amazing guest stars. Who has been your favorite guest star so far?
Oh my gosh.
You guys have so many, like Margot Robbie.
Yeah, we've had some great ones. I mean, who did we... Gosh.
No, there's so many. I saw Margot. I wasn't with her on that day.
I didn't work with her either.
That was hilarious.
That was a funny episode.
Oh, you know who I actually say, it's not a guest star, but it's a reoccurring, is I love Matthew Gray Gubler. I was a huge Criminal Minds fan.
Yes.
So for me, like, I was like, oh my God, Spencer Reed is on our show. I am dying. So I think I like totally fangirled, and I still fangirl anytime I see him on set. Love you, Matthew.
Also a huge fan of like Malin, of course.
Yes, of course.
Love on everything she's done. I just feel like she embodies this character down to a T. Even though she is the complete opposite of this character in real life, she can play it so well. And it's just her humor and what she brings to the screen in this is really, really enjoyable to watch and to be around.